I use Saxon curriculum, and I was noticing in the curriculum the mini lessons weren't really helping my students connect the dots. We've been really focusing on multiplication and division, but the students weren't really understanding of how they relate to each other and how it connects to real-world applications. So I chose to do this lesson in math to kind of bring everything home with my students for them to understand, like, okay, multiplication and division are really actually related, and this is how. The goal is that students will learn multiplication strategies, show different models of multiplication, and solve a word problem. The goals are read a word problem, use models and multiplications to show it, and then I also want them to relate to division too and how the two are related. So I'm giving students a real world problem, and then I'm asking them to model it using multiplication and then connect it back to division. Before this was just multiplication facts. Just simple that, and then the typical addition, subtraction. So in the end of the year of 3rd grade, we go towards multiplication and division. We literally just started division, and we have 1 month left of school. So my goal is for them we're only at single digit numbers now. 3rd grade, we mostly do double digits, multiplication and division. We multiply double digits, and in division, it's 2 digits divided by 1 digit. And the whole group will be using whiteboards, and there'll be a quick temperature check. And then I will walk around when they get their own specific individual part. They'll be working in partners and breaking down the questions with a partner. I was on the fence between giving them their own problem or working with a partner, but because this is a new skill that the kids are learning, I think that it's more important for kids to discuss which numbers are important and how are they going to show it, rather than them showing me they can do it independently, because I really am pushing for the discussion in this lesson. Student behavior has been something that I work with since the beginning of the year. We have clear student routines and procedures, but especially in math and manipulatives, I'm very clear with my expectations and what I want students to be doing at that moment. So students know exactly what they're supposed to do, and if not, then that's when I would address it. The big questions in this lesson are, how are multiplication and division related? How is multiplication related to repeated addition? What are the important numbers in the word problem? Because there are several numbers in the problem, they have to pick out the important information. I think this lesson will be very engaging. I've never done it before, so this is just an inference. But because it's real-world applications, the word problems are illustrated. They're from the book. They're real problems, but are things that students understand. And plus they're working with a partner, so I think those components will make it really engaging for those students. So the text I'm going to use is called "Each orange had 8 slices." And then I'll just give you an example. It says, on the way to the playground, I saw 3 red flowers. Each red flower had 6 pretty petals. Each petal had 2 tiny black bugs. So it's just it's very graphic and very, I think, student-friendly. This lesson is going to be very different from what I usually teach. My students are used to an introduction, a quick introduction, a guided practice, and an independent practice. And that's okay with Saxon, and I appreciate that, but I also see there are big holes in it. They don't get the meat of the lesson or understand how the concepts relate to each other and how it's applicable in the real world. So I think this lesson will be very meaningful for my students because they're actually seeing how it connects to real world applications. In my lesson, I'm going to start it off with the beach because we live in Hawaii, and I'm going to say, well, me, my brother and sister, and my mom are going to the beach. We need 1 towel each and a pair of flip-flops. How many flip-flops are we bringing to the beach? And then they'll have to say, okay, well, that's Miss Cruz, her mom, her brother, her sister. That's 4. Okay, that's 4 towels, but then that's 4 people with 2 pairs of flip-flops each. So they will have to do 4 groups of 2 equals 8. And then after that, they'll have to show an array, the groups, the multiplication, division, fact family, and multiplication as repeated addition.